Titus walked down Watling Street. He worked the Thames and the River Fleet. Lydia right there by his side, her red hair flowing, stride for stride. Eyes on the weather, hands on the oar. They ferried people over from the opposite shore. They spent their days out on the water. He was the ferryman, she was his daughter. And they had no fame and they had no glory, but they wrote a few Thames stories. Molly and John were shocked by the flames. They ran like rabbits down Pudding Lane. They ducked and they weaved and they survived. A few years later, the kids arrived. He took a job as a town crier. She told the children all about the fire. They got married down by the Thames and sent invitations to all their friends. And they had no fame and they had no glory, but they wrote a few Thames stories. Alf shone shoes to pay the rent. Alice was a maid at Monument. The great exhibition, the Crystal Palace, they saw it all, did Alf and Alice. Friday night, their assignation, underneath the clock at Waterloo Station. Up to the West End, heading for the lights. A bag of hot chestnuts tastes alright. And they had no fame and they had no glory, but they wrote a few Thames stories. Jake was homeless, Jake was poor. He owned a tattoo and not much more. Jane was abused, so she left home. With Jake she found she wasn't alone. They celebrated the millennium, took donations from just about anyone, made their bed right down by the river, where Jane would play her sweet harmonica. And they had no fame and they had no glory, but they wrote a few Thames stories. And they had no fame and they had no glory, but they wrote a few Thames stories.